So I was gonna make a video about things I'd like to see in a Blue Beetle sequel, but technical difficulties happened the week I was going to make it, and after watching Blue Beetle's box office performance, at this point the main thing I'd want from a Blue Beetle 2 is for there to be a Blue Beetle 2. Maybe I'll get back to that idea later. In the meantime, let's talk about Kang again. After his first defeat, as Kang at least, at the hands of the Avengers, which for a 30th century future man like Kang is kind of like rolling up to the Middle Ages with a tank and a bazooka, and then getting your ass kicked by a handful of knights, Kang decided to go back further in time and try to start establishing an earlier power base. Or, a Kang decided to do that. Marvel time travel does that whole thing where whenever you go back in time, you create a divergent copy of yourself, except maybe in particular special cases, but also who cares, it's time travel. Anyways, rather than go back to ancient Egypt again and get his ass kicked by the Fantastic Four again, Kang settled for the last place anyone would ever expect to look for him. Wisconsin circa 1901. Adopting the name Victor Timely, he established the town of Timely as its first mayor, and used his future technology and knowledge to set himself up as a contemporary rival of Thomas Edison and Henry Ford, founding Timely Industries in the process. From this lofty position, he created the base of operations known as Chronopolis, a massive fortress out of sync with the rest of localized time from which he could continue to fuck with the time stream, gathering warriors from all eras to serve as a strike force known as the Anachronauts. But there was an extra perk to making an industrialist out of himself. See, by inserting himself into history at such a crucial stage of technological advancement, Timely, and therefore Kang's breakthroughs, became foundational in Earth's modern technology, including cybernetics like the ones used by Misty Knight and Deathlock, Mr. Fantastic's inventions, and even the original Human Torch, whose body was incorporated into the creation of the Vision. Oh yeah, that sounds really morbid if you don't know. Johnny Storm isn't the first Human Torch. Not sure if that's ever come up. The first one was a robot. Completely unrelated. Fun times. Anyways, Kang's exploits as Timely have come up a few different times, helped along by Timely himself persisting into the modern day, and posing as one of his own descendants in order to explain how he continues to exist. But there's a couple very specific reasons to bring him up now. We already know from the post-credits of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania that Loki and Mobius will be investigating Victor Timely in Loki Season 2, which is the main reason I'm making this episode now. But there's a little more to it. One of the higher-profile stories where Kang uses his jaunt back to 1901 to his advantage is called the Kang Dynasty, where he basically goes on an all-out war against the entire world. The USA tried to launch a bunch of Sentinels at Kang's ship, despite usually only using those when they want to commit a genocide against the X-Men, only for it to turn out, yep, Timely Industries helped build them too, so Kang got a bunch of very effective mass-murdering robots to add to his army at no extra cost. Aside from the desperate grasping at X-Men straws, what's the upcoming Avengers movie called again? Oh yeah, the Kang Dynasty. I don't know how much of this you're gonna have to know, since the MCU tends to take titles they think sound cool to make adaptations of, and then don't really adapt them. But if there's one takeaway from this, time travel's a headache?